Hi everyone, the range update for Dragonwilds is finally here. For the longest time, I held back on playing the game because I was waiting for the ranged update. I mostly spent time building in this game instead of upgrading my gear. One of the major problems I had before the ranged update was the feeling of using my bow and not getting any ranged experience. I also had many difficulties trying to use my bow in higher level zones like the Fractured Plains in the early game, which proved very difficult when I was trying to mine for copper and tin ore. I hate these wolves. You can't use a shield with a bow, so I had to solely rely on dodges. But when one of them ambushes me, or if there's multiple of them on you, I just get clapped. Now with the new range skills and gear, did this update fix the problems I had with survivability? Let's find out. Let's try the crossbow. You can use bronze bars at the anvil to make some limbs, and with the new fletching table, craft yourself a crossbow. Unfortunately, unlike in Runescape, you can't dual wield crossbows, but you can do shield plus crossbow combination, which really helped with the survivability issues where if I need to play safe, I just switch to a crossbow and a shield. Just to name a few targets, these annoying druids, no problem. These wolves, no problem. Enemy archers, much more manageable. Terror birds, they broke through it. Speaking of piercing shields, these crossbows can flinch goblins that have those shields. Just having the ability to use a shield and being able to hit enemies from range made life so much easier for me. One of the first new skills I discovered was the trap skill, which while I was trying to mine for tin and copper, proved to be super effective at keeping wolves at bay with the crossbow on top of it. This is payback time, you annoying wolves. Bows also have the ability to be enchanted with Spectral Arrows, which allows the arrows to potentially hit multiple targets by piercing through them. Although I find this is very hard to take advantage of, since enemies don't usually clutter up together. Usually if there's multiple enemies on me, it's better to play it safe with the crossbow and shield. I can also hold my fire on the bow, and then when I fire it, I assume it does more damage. Crossbows also have its own trick shot mechanic that provides faster reloading time, but this one feels a little bit weird for me to figure out. Previously, I tried to tackle a vault, and while I was able to do it with just a bow, when there's more than one enemy, it became very difficult to deal with because I had to rely solely on kiting them, which if you're in a very small space, it's not the best time. With Snare and having access to a shield and a crossbow, I find I was having a much better time. Although this vault was a low level one, so that might skew some of my opinion. Still, having more options is better. In the boss room, I tried to see if the trap works in the boss, but these rats got in the way. Eventually, I was able to trap the boss, and it was free DPS for me. Overall, it made the vault so much more manageable than before the update. Another cool thing they added was the ability to create poisonous arrows. I found some E-core from these rats in the Whispering Swamp and got the new Crom herbs from the Goblin packs. Combined them with some weapon poison and I got some poisonous arrows. Although they are quite expensive to make, so I prefer to save them for long fights. I find in this game, enemies sneaking up on me always keeps happening. The range skill now has a new passive ability where if you're crouching, it actually scans the area so I can see how many enemies are around me. Then I can pick them off one by one so they don't sneak up on me. At level 35 ranged, I unlocked the ability to craft Enchanted Bolts, which is quite neat but also expensive to craft because it requires opal. Like poison arrows, I think I'm saving them for long fights. Jagex cooked with this ranged update and I'm very happy with how it turned out. To wrap up this video and to celebrate the ranged update, why don't I take on the Abyssal Demon boss with ranged? I never killed this boss before, so this will be my first time even trying to kill it. I guarantee you, I wouldn't have done it without the shield and the crossbow. This update was worth the wait. Unfortunately, due to time constraint with RuneScape Leagues next week, I won't be able to test the rest of the range skill tree, but I will keep playing Dragonwilds until the end. Thank you for watching, subscribe if you enjoyed, and bye bye.